Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Star Trek Online. As you can see, we are back on Kronos, and what we are going to do for this episode is bring you guys up to date with some recent changes that have been made to the game, as well as taking care of some miscellaneous housekeeping things. So, the first thing that I want to do is open up my character sheet, and I'm going to go to skills. And if we go down to pilot, open up the pilot specialization tree, we can see here I have 39 spec points. Now, quite a few weeks have passed since I last recorded an episode, and in that time I've been keeping on top of my duty officer missions and my admiralty missions. If I open up, actually there's two complete there now, excellent. If we go to admiralty here, look, we can see I've got 4 tours of duty already running. So yeah, I've been keeping on top of that, and I've built up obviously 39 spec points. So what I want to do now is spend those spec points in the pilot specialization, and this is going to become my primary specialization now. At least I'm going to give it a try on this character anyway. I think it's going to help, because the more points you spend in a specialization, there's bonuses, and in terms of the pilot specialization tree, you get a bonus turn rate for the more points you spend in that specialization. So if we look here, current points spent 13, current bonus space 23% turn rate. If I spend another one here, actually we'll spend 2, and we go back, see 15 points spent, and now we have a 25% bonus turn rate. So that's really going to help with our maneuverability in our big ass Jem'hadar ship. We've already spent 15 points in the strategist's secondary specialization tree, and we're going to keep that as our main secondary. So yeah, I wanted to do this stuff on camera so that you guys can see, and as I said, I've been keeping on top of my dailies for quite a while now. A couple of weeks have passed since I last recorded an episode. Okay, so pilot is marked as my primary, and strategist is marked as my secondary. I've still got some points left over, so I'm going to go to commando, and I'm going to spend 5 points in here. I do not want to activate it. I'm going to have this, obviously if I'm doing any ground stuff, I'll probably switch my specializations over to commando. Right, we'll leave it there. I'll probably do it in chunks of 5. You know, every time I have 5 specialization points, or maybe 10, whatever, I'll spend them. So we have 4 left, and yeah, the next time we have 5, we'll come back to this and spend the points. Something I should point out, because I know a lot of people ask this, is there any way to respec your specializations? Like, let's say I put 30 points into pilot, and I went, oh crap, I didn't really want pilot. What I actually wanted was temporal operative, and this is just an example. There is no way to reset the clock or reset your points so that you get them back and then you can spend them somewhere else. The system is designed so that ultimately, over time, you will eventually fill up every single specialization. Every single one. So there's no way to reset them. And once you have filled up every single one, any additional points you get are converted into dilithium. So each point is worth 2,880 dilithium for each specialization point you earn past the maximum that you can have. And if I remember correctly, all the current specializations that are available in game add up to 195 levels, I think it is, additional levels. Yeah, you know, there's quite a bit of work there before you fill them all out. Right, that's our specializations taken care of. The next thing that I want to do, let's see, what do I want to do next? Right. I want to draw your attention down to these things here. These are some things I always keep in my account bank, and they're called Phoenix Prize tokens. Okay, you have uncommon, rare, very rare. And if we click on any one of them, it doesn't matter. It opens up the Phoenix Prize Pack store, essentially. And we can see there's Epic, Ultra Rare, Very Rare, Rare, and Uncommon. And we've got Uncommon, Rare, and Very Rare. Every now and then they will do what they call a Phoenix Prize Pack event. So let's say if it can run sometimes between a Thursday and a Monday, or it might run for 7 days, which will be a Thursday to a Thursday, or it can vary. And basically, if we open up our journal here, it'll be advertised here in this part of the journal. You'll see Phoenix Prize Pack event, and if you keep an eye on the calendar, you should see that some of them are marked here on the calendar as well. But anyway, yeah, it'll be advertised here, and you can click on the advertisement, and you will have the option to hail a mission. You pick up the mission, and you fly to Drozona Station, okay, which is in the beta quadrant. If we open up the galaxy map here. Okay, so here's Kronos, where we currently are, and here is Drozana Station, okay? So you just go over to Drozana Station, and you talk to an NPC there, Ferengi. You'll see everybody will be gathered around him. Everybody will be there, so it won't be that hard to find. I think his name is Lek, or not Lek, Somek, or it doesn't matter. Anyway, look, you'll figure out exactly where he is. It's not that difficult. And basically, he will give you a Phoenix Prize Pack. Kind of looks like a lockbox. In fact, it looks very much like a lockbox, except it's purple. And you double click on it, and you will get a token, and the token will either be uncommon, rare, very rare, ultra rare, or epic. Now, I should point out, I have never got above very rare, okay? So I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't be holding any huge expectations of getting an ultra rare token or an epic token. But if you do, congrats, well done. So what happens is, based on the tokens that you have, you can turn them in here for different items. So each one of these items here cost one very rare token, okay? And you can see we have 25 of them. Each one of these items here costs one rare token, and you can see we have 53 of them. And each one of these items here costs one uncommon token, okay? You can purchase additional Phoenix Prize Packs by going to the Dilithium store, clicking on Special Items and Boxes, and Special Items here. And down here, you should see a single Phoenix Prize Pack, which will cost 4,500 Dilithium, or the one directly below it will be 10 Phoenix Prize Packs for 40,000 Dilithium. Obviously, the 40,000 is the best one to go for. It's the best bang for your buck. So that's how you can get additional ones. They do cost Dilithium, but you can get some really good prizes out of them. So anyway, alright, we close that down. We're going to open up the store again. Epic tokens have ships, tier 6 ships. They're all T6 ships. And these are all ships that were given out in the past for winter event, summer event, anniversaries, stuff like that. Ultra rare tokens give out T5 ships. Same thing that were given out previously in some sort of an event like the winter events and so forth, except for the Jem'hadar ship. That was part of a R&D promotion. Very rare tokens. To be perfectly honest with you, there's not much that I really want from here, so I'm just going to pick up this item, and I strongly recommend that you pick it up as well. The Red Matter Capacitor. It repairs all disabled subsystems and gives plus 25 all power levels for 20 seconds. It is freaking awesome. So I'm going to pick up one of those. It is absolutely fantastic. There isn't really anything else here that I want. I'm not even interested in this battle. No, I'm not. Yeah, alright, so that's it, what we want from very rare. So now we're going to go down to rare. there might be some things here that you might want to consider, like, for example, this crystalline absorption matrix. If you're running an anti-proton build, it might be a useful thing. You might consider using it, maybe. It's an epic universal console, meaning that it can go into any console slot. We are running Polaron, so we're not interested in it whatsoever. However, the VSS Tanius, this is an Admiralty card, okay, and we are definitely going to pick that bad boy up. And if we open up our Admiralty and we go to ship roster and we go all the way down to the bottom and we find it here, here it is, Engineering 53, Tactical 39 and Science 43, and the bonus is plus 50 to all when this ship is alone. Okay, so we'll show you now what it actually looks like. This one, and we're going to pick that ship. We just find it again. Did I pass it? Yeah, I did. Here it is. Alright, so all of these stats are going to get an extra 50 on top of them because I'm just going to have this one ship on its own. And there, 103, 89 and 93. This ship is absolutely freaking awesome. It is fantastic. Very, very handy and useful. But anyway, yeah, we may as well start that mission. There's no reason why we shouldn't. We can see here we have a number of very rare duty officers, and I'm going to pick up each one. So I'm going to spend some of these rare tokens that I have. And these duty officers are pretty sweet. And it'll give us a nice selection of some very rare duty officers. So yeah, I'm going to pick those up. We have traits here. We have a uniform. Not really interested in them. Now, something that I should have actually pointed out, and I just realized it, is let's say you get an epic token, but you don't want any of the ships, okay? And maybe you want one of the ships from ultra rare, okay? What you can do is you can trade in your one epic token here for 2 ultra rare tokens. Likewise, you can trade in one of your ultra rare tokens for 2 very rare tokens. And you can trade in one of your very rare tokens for 2 rare tokens, and so on, all the way down. All the way down. Until you get to uncommon. When you get to uncommon, you can either turn in 10 of the tokens for an additional prize pack. This is actually what they look like. This is what a Phoenix prize pack looks like. You can turn in 10 ultra rare, or sorry, uncommon tokens for 1 Phoenix prize pack. In my opinion, it is not worth it. Do not do it. If there is nothing that you want out of the uncommon category, my recommendation is, and most people go for these, are these things here. Phoenix Universal Tech Upgrades. They give 51,200 technology points. They have a standard quality improvement chance. They can be used on any upgradable item, and they have a 0 dilithium cost. Now, a lot of people get confused, or they don't realize that. So where they get confused is they go, oh, Phoenix Prize tech upgrades are fantastic because there's no dilithium cost, so it's free upgrades. It's not. It costs you a minimum of 4,000 dilithium to get that single tech upgrade. So they work out about the same as normal tech upgrades. So you're not actually saving anything because you're spending about 4,000 per 4,000 for each one of these tech upgrades, and each one of these is about the same as each normal superior tech upgrade. But if there's nothing else that you want from here, you may as well get the tech upgrades anyway, at the very least. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to get 48 of these Phoenix Universal tech upgrades. There we go. And we should see now that they are here. There they are there. Okay, there's the Phoenix tech upgrades. Right, so that's the Phoenix Prize Redemption Store thingy. A brief overview and just showing you guys where we can pick up some really, really good stuff. Those duty officers, the red mark capacitor, the Admiralty card, and so forth. So what? It doesn't matter actually. Forget that. Right. The next thing I want to talk about is you may remember from a few episodes ago, I told you guys that there was a new update on the horizon called Age of Discovery. That has actually hit. The Age of Discovery update is now live and is currently available in-game. And a number of things changed. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to open up the mission journal, and if we go to episodes where we see all our story arcs, they've streamlined the story arcs, okay? And there's some of the story arcs that didn't really, they weren't part of the main story. And what they've done, so actually, you know the last episode where we done Night of the Comet? That was part of the Spectres story arc, okay? But if you look here, we can see Spectres is no longer in this list, right? So what they've done is they've picked out a few of these. You have Spectres, you have the Breen Advance, and there was another one, I can't remember. But anyway, they pulled those out of the episode journal, or episode lists, and they put them in the available tab. See here, Spectres, and there's everything old is new, Night of the Comet, our last mission, Skirmish, Spin the Wheel, and What Lies Beneath is all here. Lost Dominion, that was it. Lost Dominion, that was the other one that was taken out. Some of the Dominion stories, Boldly the Road, and so forth. So yeah, they've moved them out and they've put them here in the available tab. If we want to play the Dominion, Lost Dominion story arc, we have to unlock them by doing this mission first. This one obviously unlocks the Spectre story arc, and this one unlocks the Cold War or the Breen story arc, okay? Right, so that's stories, the story missions, and where those episodes or missions have been placed in here in the available tab. The next thing that they've done is, if I open up our character sheet here, they have increased reputations from T5 up to T6. So the maximum or the cap for all reputations are now, or they can go to Tier 6. If we look here, we can see we have 100,005 reputation points for Gamma Task Force, and that is T5 reputation, okay? To get to T6, you have to get this up to 250,000, which is an additional 150,000 reputation points. Now, once you get to T5 now, under the new system, you still get your big payout. Remember the 750 marks, the 32,000 lithium, the energy credits, and the XP. You still get that at T5. You still get that. Nothing has changed there. However, getting a reputation to Tier 5 now will automatically sponsor the character that you're on. Alright? And it will sponsor every other character on your account that you either currently have or ever will have. So, because this character is all the way to Tier 5 on every single one of these reputations, this character and every one of my other characters are now sponsored. So, instead of getting 2,500 XP for getting the dailies done, I now get 5,000 XP for getting the dailies done. Alright? To go from Tier 5 to Tier 6 requires an additional 900 marks for each reputation. It also, that will translate into 30 days to go from Tier 5 to Tier 6. So if you were doing this for the first time out, it will cost you 2,125 marks to go from Tier 0 to Tier 6. If you were going from Tier 0 to Tier 6 being sponsored, it will cost you a little over 1,500 marks. to go from tier 0 to tier 6 if the character is sponsored. And instead of to go from tier 0 to tier 6, it takes 70 days regardless. It takes 70 days now to go from tier 0 to tier 6. From T5 to tier 6 takes 30 days. That's how many days it takes. Sponsored, it will take 50 days. So hopefully I didn't lose you there with the numbers, the variation in numbers. Right. So you might ask, what do you get when you get to tier 6? When you get to tier 6, you get improved versions of all the traits. So remember all these traits that we unlocked here for space reputation? Remember all these? You get improved versions of every single one of these traits for each reputation you get up to tier 6. Alright, so basically the traits that came from the Gamma Task Force will get an improvement. The Task Force Omega will get an improvement, and so on. Once you get to tier 6, you will also get a fleet ship module for every single reputation. That's a prize you get for reaching tier 6. One fleet ship module for each reputation. So currently there's 12 reputations. That's 12 fleet ship modules that you're going to get. The other thing is, and I'm not 100% sure on this, I know that it's accurate. So once you get to tier 6 on a character, I believe you get a cost reduction on the account for making any purchases within the reputations, the various reputations. So, for example, this item here costs 900 marks, 3 Borg Neo processors, 32,500 dilithium, 40,000 energy credits. When I get Task Force Omega up to tier 6, those costs are reduced. By how much? I do not know. I do not know if this is the part I'm not 100% sure on. I'm not sure if it's on the entire account or if this is a character-based discount. Okay? So I'm not 100% sure on that. I will know in about 30 days' time once I've got this character up to tier 6. Right, so that's the rewards that you get when you get to tier 6 in all the various reputations. Since I'm already tier 5 in all of them, you can see here I have at least 900 marks in all the various reputations. So I will be doing the dailies. And they work the very same as they did before. Because this guy is tier 5 in all the reputations are now sponsored for me automatically. So as I said earlier, instead of getting 2,500 XP, I'm now getting 5,000. I'm still getting the 340 dilithium, and I'm still getting the equipment pack for each and every rep. So if I start these projects now, you can see the costs are still the same. And you can see, look here, we're getting the prize packs for each of the various reputations. You can do hourlies, but look at, in my personal opinion, the hourlies are not worth it. The cost to benefit ratio is not there. It is not worth the investment that you have to put in. You're much better off keeping the marks and just, you know, settle for doing the dailies once a day every day, or if you can, you know, do it once every 20 hours. So yeah, I'll be I probably won't mention this again until I get to tier 6, and once I get to tier 6 I'll probably update you guys, and you know, we might go through the actual process of claiming tier 6. So yeah, don't expect to hear anything more about this until I actually do go ahead and finally reach tier 6 in all of these. I'm just checking to make sure they're all active. Yep, they are indeed. Excellent. Right, so there we are. I've started the first batch of reputation projects. Now, next, the next thing I want to talk about is TFOs. You may remember I referred to in the past, in previous episodes, the PvE queues, or player versus environment queues. They have, as in Star Trek Online, the devs have rebranded them to TFOs, Task Force Operations. Okay, and everything that I showed you before is still pretty accurate, except for a few things. So, if I want to do a particular task force operation, like, let's say, Brotherhood of the Sword, I can still do that. You know, I just select it here, I select my difficulty, and I click join. Okay? Nothing has changed there. However, what has changed is red alerts. Red alerts are no longer available in the list. Alright, if you can see here, we only have Tholian red alert, and I'll explain that now in a minute why we have that. But you can see we don't have the Borg red alert, we don't have the Zenketi red alert, and so on. What they've done is they've pulled out all the red alerts from the task force TFO window, and they are bringing them back as weekend events. So if we open up our journal here and click on calendar, we can see here, look, Borg red alert weekend, Tholian red alert weekend, Borg red alert weekend. Okay, so every 2 weeks, and we have no idea if this is the way it's going to be for the future, like if every second week it's going to be a different red alert weekend. But basically, the way the lithium weekend works, or an item upgrade weekend works, or whatever, it looks like that there's going to be now red alert weekends. So, this is why Tholian red alerts are now available, because there is a Tholian red alert weekend currently active. They have removed the cooldown for these queues. So I can play the Tholian red alert now, finish it, and jump right back in to another one. Okay, there is no cooldown on them at all anymore. They have increased the rewards up to 35 marks for each successful run. That is up from 10 marks for each successful run. However, they have removed the ability to get the daily bonus from them. So it's kind of a, you know, a 50-50 trade-off. There's good points and there's bad points. But I think the good points probably outweigh the bad points by quite a bit. Because the increased rewards are hella nice, and the no cooldowns are freaking awesome as well. So if you're stuck for marks, you can still do the red alerts, assuming that there is a red alert weekend currently active, and you can get whatever type of marks that you want. Now, the other change is they have introduced a new random system into the TFOs, and we can see here there's a great big button that says Join Random. The way this works is you select your difficulty, either normal or advanced. There is no elite option, okay? And you click on Join Random. And what that will do is it will join a random queue from this list. Could be anything. Space or ground, you have no idea. And the rewards are the same. You will get your normal rewards depending on the difficulty for the TFO that you do. However, what is different, because you have gone through the random system, you will get a random prize pack at the end, at the successful completion of that TFO. And they can range from common to epic, and I think there's 3 different varieties for each tier. So there's 3 different common ones, I think there's 3 uncommon ones, there's 3 rare ones, very rare, ultra rare, and epic. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure there are, because obviously if you get the epic level 1, and it's the higher payout, I can't remember what it's called, you'll get a lot more marks. But the beautiful thing is, and the point I'm trying to make is, by joining the random system, you gain this additional rewards at the end of the mission, assuming that you successfully complete it. And you get extra dilithium, and you get extra marks, and you can pick whatever marks you want. Completely up to you. Every single type of mark is available through the random system. So let's say I click on Join Random, and let's imagine it put me into Brotherhood of the Sword. Alright, the mission completes, and I will have the option, as you can see here, I will have the option of either fleet marks or Iconian marks, okay? So that hasn't changed. I still have the option of those two. But then I will have another item here in my inventory, and I double click on it, and it will open up a window with every type of mark, and it will also give me extra dilithium down here, and it will be added to my dilithium stockpile. And then all I have to do is scroll through the window here and pick whatever marks I want out of the random system. So the way the random system works is, I hit join, and so does everybody else. Join random. I hit join random, and so does everybody else. And the system picks a random queue for all of us to play. From my testing, it's been absolutely fantastic. It is awesome. The reward payout is just unbelievable. If I want to play a specific queue, though, like Brotherhood of the Sword, when I hit click here to join the queue, if there's nobody else playing the queue that's going to team up with me, it will pull people from the random system and put them in with me. So I can now play any queue that I want, and it will find the additional players from the random system. But because I manually selected this one, for example, let's say this one here, Defensive Starbase 1, okay? I want to play that queue. I will only get the rewards that it gives out. I do not get the random reward. You only get the random reward if you join through the random element or side of it. If you manually select a specific queue, you don't. So that's very important to remember, alright? Queues that require 10 players or are 5v5 or 20 players are not available in the random system. It is only 5-man queues that are, or TFOs, that are available through the random system, okay? So there's one there now, right? Draenor Beach Assault. That's a 5v5. That queue will never pop up here in the random system. Never. It's never going to happen, okay? We'll find another one. Here, this one. Starbase Fleet Defense. That will never appear or come up in the random system. Alright, you have to manually do that one. Same here with Twin Tribulations. It's a 5v5, and so on. Right, my recommendation. So I've shown you specific queues in previous episodes, you know, on how to get reputation marks. You can still do that. You can still play those specific queues if you want. My recommendation is, if you can, play the random queues and play on normal difficulty. Even at normal difficulty, the rewards are fantastic. Alright? And because you can pick any type of mark for the random side of it, you will be able to bring up all your reputations. And your dilithium is going to skyrocket up through the roof. It's going to really, assuming you're playing a lot of TFOs, it will. If you're only playing, you know, a handful, then obviously it's not. But from my testing, I've been getting like about 1,500 dilithium for every single queue that I do. And the longest I've had to wait is like 30 seconds. That's it, 30 seconds to wait. And I'm in the mission and I'm playing it. So yeah. Damn, there was something else on my mind there. It was on the tip of my tongue and I forgot now what it is. Oh yeah, I will probably showcase this system in an upcoming episode. As in, you know, we'll come in here, and I will click join random, and we'll jump into God knows what queue or TFO, and we'll just play it, and I'll show you what, you know, the actual system looks like when you play it. I'll give you guys a look at that, and I'll explain it for you. So expect that in an upcoming episode. But there's a few other things that I want to take care of first before we actually get to it. But I wanted to give you guys a breakdown on this anyway, because as I said, Age of Discovery is hit, and these are some of the changes that have been made. Right, anyway, that is everything. We talked about the updates to the story, we talked about Tier 6 reps, we talked about TFOs, we talked about the red alerts, we talked or updated our spec points, and I give you a rundown on the Phoenix store and the Phoenix prize packs and Phoenix tokens. So we will leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, my name is Winters, and I'll see you next time. So until then, take care.